What's up with it, y'all? Polo Sports Talking ENT here again with another one. Make sure you hit the like, hit the sub, comment as well. Also, be sure to hit the notifications too, so that you're able to get each and every one of my videos and streams as well. Okay, I want to talk about in this edition of Polo Motivation, bruh. Look, it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be very sarcastic to you, man, and there's a lot of people that really don't realize even that they are being sarcastic. It is, sarcasm. I've dealt with it uh, on a daily basis all the time. Even coming up, I even deal with it now. You know, but you see the way that you're going to be able to deal with sarcasm is is just by brushing it off. But you also want to let it sink in because you have a lot of people out here that are always going to try to, insult your intelligence, so to speak. Uh, Me personally, I don't mind sarcasm. Matter of fact, I I kind of like it because sarcasm is nothing but a way for people to try to get up under your skin. And to me, if somebody makes a sarcastic statement or uh, you know they try to imply something, it means that I'm doing something right, and I let it sink in. I always remember it. You don't want to get frustrated when somebody says something sarcastic to you or tries to get to you or uh, try to get undermine you or throw you under the bus. Mentally, you don't you don't you don't let that get to you because and even by responding, it even makes you look even worse because it's like you're trying to scoop down to their level. You know, I don't I don't never I don't never take it so personal. Conversation conversation rules a nation. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, what you have to do is you have to understand what sarcasm is. Now you have to understand if that person's being uh, being playful or trying to really truly hurt you. Uh, it can be indirect humor and also start a little bit tension. You know, uh, for instance, okay, um, somebody might say, like, let me just give you an example. Somebody might try to make the mood and a happy mood around you. Right? Like loosen up the mood, right? And somebody might be like, "Oh, I'm I can't believe I'm standing in this old ridiculous line right now. It gets on my nerves, but I'm still happy." They might say something like that. There's nothing like aggressive about that sarcastic statement or something. But they might say something. Uh, they might say something like, this is going to be like a hurtful statement towards you, but this is an insult. They might say, you know what, I'm in line, but I have to stand behind you. I can't believe this, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But, some people might, because you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people that take sarcasm. really, really offensive, you have to take it with a grain of salt. You really got to take it with a grain of salt. You can't let sarcasm get to you in any type of way. And there's a lot of people that, you know, especially when it comes to, my kings, my, my black men, my African American men, uh, will go to a job that's dominated, by another race, and you have to deal with it. But the best way to deal with that is is not to get it twisted, right? Don't let them try to undermine you in any type of way, because they're going to do it. But even our own people can be sarcastic with one another. Especially, you have a lot of women, a lot of our queens that think that uh, African American men uh, don't have a mind, or don't have a brain, or lack critical thinking skills, or can't do this or can't do that. No, don't. You have to take that with a grain of salt, and don't let that bother you, because if you do, you're letting them defeat you mentally. Okay. Now, another thing is it is straight up ignorance. Look, I'm good at ignoring the bullshit. Real talk. I'm good at ignoring the bullshit. That's the simplest way that you could deal with a sarcastic remark. Or you could just say, okay, because, believe it or not, sarcasm will truly upset you to the point where you might want to attack that person. You know, 9 times out of 10, they're looking for a reaction. Don't give them one. Okay, you know, turn and make a conversation with someone else, or just pretend that you don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? That will send the boomerang back. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that get to you, because people are going to try to make little stupid remarks or sarcastic remarks all the time, just to see you down, or try to throw a wrench in your day. But man, don't do it. Don't react, because if you feed them, you feeding the beast what the negative beast what they want to give you. You know what I'm saying? Or what they want. Uh, just don't don't pay it no attention. Because if you harp on it, and you keep thinking about what that person said, and you let it sink in instead, it's actually going to make you better. And that's actually motivation that you could use, like I've said in the past, to do something productive. So let it sink in, and walk away or whatever. And you could write the little remarks down when you get home, and then just work on it. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. Don't even entertain it, man. Because the more you entertain it, and the more you entertain sarcasm, it's not going to make you any better. Please believe. Uh, Also, that's just what I just said. Consider correcting it as a mistake. Uh, for example, somebody might say, "Oh, wow, you're actually doing something nice," and your response can be like, "Yeah, uh, my it wasn't meant as niceness, or care or concern. I was actually I was simply just helping someone out." You know what I'm saying? Correcting a mistake. You know, if you respond with sincerity, this will make the this will make the comment look inept. You know what I'm saying? So just be sincere about what you're doing, and a lot of people, they already see that you being sincere about what they doing, but they just want to say little slick remarks in order to get to you. I got an aunt like that. I got an aunt like that makes like real um real sarcastic remarks and stuff like that, man. And I'm not gonna say, who the aunt is or anything, but they'll make really sarcastic remarks to me. But I don't I don't let it
Yeah.
I don't let it get to me. And and the best thing that you could do is just succeed on them. That's the only way that you're gonna be able to defeat them is by succeeding on them. Because 9 times out of 10 they don't think that you can be successful in anything, or they wouldn't be saying that. You have to succeed on them. So you just let that uh, sink in and keep it. Don't keep it like bottled up to the point where you it's making you angry or anything like that. But just just don't sit there and let it use you. You use the remark and make something better, if that makes any sense. Use it to make something productive. Another thing is sometimes you just got to tell people plain and simple uh, that you don't like the way that they come at you uh, about, like, being sarcastic. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're friends, because sometimes a person a person uh, can do it without even knowing. Now there are some people that are sarcastic without being aware of it. Don't get angry. Just just tell them, real simple and direct that, okay, hey, look, man, I don't I don't like the way you came at me, with the little remarks and everything. Is there a problem? And that's a better way of handling things than to be like, okay, and getting all angry and stuff. Because what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna end up messing up the the friendship. And if you happen to mess up the friendship, hey, that's what it is, man. You just gotta move on sometimes. That means that friend wasn't wasn't there, for you in the beginning, and they may come around again. But it's better to stand up and say something about it so they won't attack you again. And it's better to talk about it right then and there, because that shows a lot about your character. Because if you end up doing something crazy, like going upside the head, then guess what? Lots of potential things could happen out of that. That ain't gonna be that good. Um, you always want to stay calm. Listen, being calm in the presence of mind is always great. Uh, I'll give you a perfect example. When Canelo when Canelo was at a press conference, uh, Aridonde tried to come up in that press conference, and he tried to say all these slick remarks and everything. And Canelo was calm and just calm, and kept his composure. And it actually resulted in making Aridonde walk away, and they had to escort him out of there because he was the one that was saying all of these insults to him and everything, but he was still composed. Listen, poise and composure can take you a long way. Uh, if it's a workplace situation and you respond in anger, you it could mean potentially losing your job, or any other negative consequences, like them calling the police or pressing charges or something like that. Or you also want to do whatever you can to prevent yourself from reacting so quickly. You know, I know it might sound silly to do this, but you might want to count. You want to count to 10 in case somebody has angered you or they got your blood boiling that much. You know, don't let that stuff get to you, because the more that you sit there and you react crazy, you get angry and stuff like that, you're gonna end up you're gonna end up losing the bag, and that's not what you want to do. You don't want to lose the bag, please. You don't want to mess up any type of opportunities, because at that job that you have, they might be looking at you as a potential manager or a potential person to move up, but they notice things about you. A lot of people don't understand this, but like managers, when you're in management and you're at the top of the top of the chain, so to speak, or hierarchy, you know, a lot of managers are trained to understand psychology and understand the behaviors of their employees, their body language, things of that nature. Well, they might like a certain individual, but they see that they don't deal with sarcasm that great. You know, uh, they'll say, okay, why that? Polo's a tremendous worker. He's hard worker. He comes here on time. He focuses and everything. But when somebody says something to him, it just throws him off balance, and it's just a sarcasm statement. And they notice that, but that's the only thing that's preventing you from moving up. Well, they want to see how you're gonna react, because you might be a manager and you have to deal with a lot of stuff. You have to deal with certain people coming at you. You're gonna be at these meetings. You're gonna be at these functions, and you're gonna have to you, do projects and stuff like that in front of people. And some people are gonna say some sarcastic statements. They want to see if you know how to deal with that. They want to see if you know how to deal with that. Another thing is, you have to understand why you're reacting. Uh, it Sarcasm is just really just getting up under your skin. Uh, you have to ask yourself, am I really a sensitive person? Why am I so sensitive? Am I struggling with self-esteem? You know, you have to ask yourself that. And listen, I know that this might sound crazy, but listen, go talk to a counselor, go talk to a friend that can understand you, because you might not be taking it that well, and it might be an issue that you're really struggling with, and it might not be that easy for you to overcome. You have to build your confidence and learn to appreciate yourself more. Uh, Also, the last thing that you have to do is learn to have a sense of humor, man. You know, learn to have a sense of humor. It's said that more males are more likely to consider sarcasm as light-hearted humor than females, because a lot of females are, they get hurt by some statements. You have to be real careful about what you say, around females, especially in the workplace. But just have a different sense of humor. Like me, if you play sports like I have, um, you'll understand that like a lot of the jokes and a lot of the sarcasm is it's really just a matter of just having a sense of humor, and it might be something where or the average person or person that's not playing that particular sport, they might get really infuriated by what that person said. But to me, I'm able to handle it because I understand. Okay, well, man, that guy's just playing that. Like, I'll just give you one example, and then I'll close with this. He might say, "Well, yeah, Polo, we all really love your game, especially when you could go 0 for 10 from the 3-point line. So we really love that, or something like that." Or even something more personal where to say, "Oh yeah, well, Polo, man, you do a really good job at speaking to people, especially especially when they're got their backs towards you half the time." You know what I'm saying? Something like that, something silly like that, where some people might take offense to it and be like, "What you mean I could shoot?" Or "What you mean people like talking to me?" or something like that. So, just learn how to deal with it. But like I said, man, just learn how to deal with sarcasm. Um, these just some gems that I'm dropping on you that you could use in daily life. If you like this video, share it, comment, sub to the channel if you're not a member of this channel. And again, it's Polo Sports Talking ENT. I'll let you.